didn't look at me. Thank you.
And Lorrie.
Mel here.
I was going to tell you, me and Charlie we were watching this horror movie.
Was it queer?
No, it was just a horror movie.
Okay.
But there's like a part where one of the characters is just like singing while they're lost and like trying to get out of somewhere. And Charlie was like, why is there always like random singing when people get lost in like these kinds of movies and they just sing like the most random song? And I was like, yeah, if I was singing a song when I'm lost, I want something to like hype me up. I'm gonna be like Meg the Stallion. Maybe some Paramore.
Big old ass.
Big old ass. Or like Paramore, and I'm just trying to get through everything.
Yeah, it's always some haunting tune, you know?
They're just, and it's like some like old song that sounds like it's from like the 20s or some shit.
And it's scary too. Like the song you're singing is also scary.
I need something to get me through trying to get lost, like while I'm lost.
I'm gonna break out the NSYNC and I'm gonna be like, ba 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 baby, don't wanna be a fool for you, bitches.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was saying. Sorry, like before the camera, it's because I did the Meg. Ow.
Oh my god. Okay. Welcome to the pod.
Pods.
Welcome to the chaos. Starting with chaos, as per usual.
Chaos. We need a song. Is there a song called Chaos?
I'm pretty sure there is. I
mean, we don't have much to catch up on beforehand. But I remember we tried to do like queer facts, but we did it once. So we're going to try to bring it back.
Bring it back!
It's because we talk too much in the beginning and then we forget.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah, that's really what happens. All right. Queer little fact of the day here. In some creatures, like butterflies, the split is visible over their entire bodies. Some lycades, I'm probably fucking that up.
Yeah, don't pay attention to our pronunciations.
Just don't. Butterflies display a rare dual condition called, take it away, Lorrie.
Gynandromorphism.
Mm-hmm. That can cause male and female traits to be arranged either haphazardly or bilaterally, with one side male and the other equally female.
Oh wait, it's like the lobster.
Like the lobster.
Oh, I don't know if other people watch these TikToks of the guys who like catch lobsters, and they're always the ones who are like, this is a female, and shows all the eggs and all that stuff. They found a lobster that was half female and half male, and it was like literally split down the blue on one side, like orangey red on the other side, and just it was so crazy. And he's like, it's very rare, but I realized also there's a lot of animals that can either be both sexes, or some are like hermaphroditic and like they can switch in between different ones.
Yeah.
Did you know that all shrimp, I think, are born male and then they all turn female?
Pretty fucking
or
sick.
Vice versa. I
Pretty
don't remember.
fucking sick.
One or the other.
Gynandromorphism is found in crustaceans, insects, birds, and perhaps most spectacularly in butterflies. This unique phenomenon occurs in approximately 1 in 10,000 butterflies. So it doesn't happen to all of them. It's fucking sick.
I want to now. The next time we go into like a butterfly thing exhibit, I want to.
If one lands on me, I'm gonna be like, "Oh my god, you're they." You're they them. Oh my god, I'm not all right.
You're they. That's so funny.
Okay, but yes, that was our queer fact of the day.
Yeah.
Let's get into our topic.
I don't know how to describe it in one sentence. I think it's just it's more like how relationships, whether it's like platonic or romantic, whatever, just kind of change as we get older. And especially in our 30s, I feel like I'm in a weird place. Like, you know, we used to all party in college and stuff for birthdays. It'd be like all your friends, you know, drunk or whatever, you go party. But in my 30s, I feel like my group of friends is smaller. Also, I don't have a big group of friends in New York versus like California.
Yeah.
But I feel like holidays change too. Like the holidays are coming up. And I don't know. Did you, when you were younger and more like family relationships, did you have bigger holidays, like with more family that came and stuff like that?
100%. Yeah. We always had like big holiday parties. We always expected the holidays to be a big function, a main event.
Yeah.
You know? And as I got older, it just felt smaller and smaller. I think it also had to do with the fact that my parents divorced when I was they separated when I was like 16, but they officially divorced when I was maybe like 17 or 18. And it just hasn't been the same because we used to go to my aunt's house, which is my dad's sister, for the big holiday parties. And it was just always like a fun thing to look forward to at the end of the year. And like even for New Year's too, like it was just like always a big thing. But that happened and things started, just feeling smaller, more intimate. Like this past Thanksgiving, it was just me, my mom, and my brother. Like literally just us. And that was just like, wow, the smallest Thanksgiving we've ever had, I think.
Yeah, I mean, so we also had huge, especially Christmas, like huge things at my parents' house, in the house I grew up in. Like all the cousins would come. I have a lot of cousins. I'm Filipino. I got a lot of cousins. And the aunts come, lolas, lolos, and all. So and when I was a kid, that's when the kids got like all the presents and stuff like that. We'd have hella people in my house. And a big ass tree with a bunch of presents under. And I know as we grow up, we get married or have relationships and we're starting to celebrate with their families. But it's so crazy because like, I guess like, especially my generation, I guess we all kind of grew up. And I know some of my cousins have kids, but not all of them. But, you start figuring out, like, your spouse, are you going to spend it with your spouses? And I think I didn't have to think about that as much because my parents' family is, like, my dad's family is mostly on the West Coast. So those were always the family members we celebrated with.
Right.
My mom wasn't super close to her side of the family, so we didn't really see them. And they were either in the Philippines or a different state that was kind of far from us.
Yeah.
And so I just never really thought about it. It was always my dad's family. So we didn't worry about like going to your spouse's family thing because my mom's family wasn't anywhere nearby. We weren't they weren't close then. So, and I didn't realize that too. And so when it started getting smaller, it's because everyone's like having kids and they have relationships and they're celebrating with their spouses' families as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you like they always split it up between like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, So, and we used to do Christmas Eve, the midnight opening, but I want to say maybe like the last decade of my life has been on Christmas Day.
Okay.
Maybe a little less than a decade, but we've been doing Christmas Day because of scheduling conflicts, like with work, like with me and, the cousins being at like their spouses' families too.
Yeah.
Mostly work schedules. So we've been doing Christmas Day more, which was new to me for a long time, but I'm kind of used to it at this point. But it's weird because I also feel like it grew a little bit too because like my two best friends, like Katie and Jason, always come on Christmas Day. They always do Christmas Eve with their family. I even asked Jason when we were playing video games the other day. I was like, oh, you guys do anything Christmas Day? And he's like, Lorrie, I'm pretty sure at this point it's tradition that I go to your house Christmas Day. So I pick him up at his parents' house.
That's sweet.
And we'll go back to my parents' house.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, we've been doing, for the last few years, we've just like been opening presents on Christmas Eve. Like we will always celebrate Christmas Eve. And we used to do opening presents after midnight. But, now that I don't live at home anymore, I want to go back to my house.
That sounds very much you.
I just want to lay down. I just want to go home and wake up Christmas Day in my bed. Thanks. But yeah, we'll just open presents like early, have some food, have a little snacks, drink some coquito if there's coquito. And yeah, that's really it. And I don't know, like the holidays are I like the holidays. Yeah. Just because
I like food.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. I love all the food. I love also the togetherness of it all. Like, yes, Thanksgiving is a, you know, like a pretty shitty holiday when you think about it. Historically.
Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like we stopped celebrating the Pilgrims anyways a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it isn't technically Thanksgiving because there were no thanks to the indigenous people.
Exactly. Fucking thankless. But I love the togetherness of it all. I like that people come. I feel like people, and then like the grace that we give at the table, like that's always been a thing. So like my mom, you know, said grace, and like I really appreciate that because, you know, it's just, we should be grateful every day, but it's nice to have a special day to, you know, just give thanks and like give gratitude.
I think holidays are just easier, especially as adults, because we work. It's like an excuse that we can get away.
Exactly. We get a break.
As much as if you want to hang out with family, it's like, oh, you know, you're busy. Yeah, so right. Holidays are kind of like, yeah, an excuse to like, okay, I need to put the computer down. But yeah, and it's we did get really small for a minute where it's just a few of us. But I think it finally got a little bit bigger at Christmas. I think more of my cousins started coming because they would celebrate since we moved it to like Christmas Day.
That's nice.
And then like my cousin's kids and like my siblings' kids and stuff. Because there was a point where it literally was just like my parents and maybe like two of my siblings. It was very small, you know, and I was kind of sad for a little while.
Yeah. I mean,
and cousins couldn't come and stuff like that.
Going from huge family functions to like something super
and it was
tiny.
In the same house because I had lived in that house for 13 years. So we went from big parties to me being like 12, 13, and it got a little smaller, you know? And then it finally slowly has gotten at least a little bigger. So there's like a good amount of us now.
Yeah.
Because my parents will like cook, or like my sister's been doing stuff at her house. They had Thanksgiving at her house this year. And they like, her and her husband likes to cook, so they'll make a bunch of food.
Cool.
I like to drink, so, you know, I'm there and we'll drink together.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I think when I was younger too, there was a few times that I went to DR for Christmas too.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And like, that's always a fun time. Like,
I think my parents went to the Philippines one year.
Nice.
A while back.
Yeah.
And then besides holidays, I also really like birthdays feel different too as an adult. Look, I was that person who did birth week in college. Birth month,
week.
In college. Because my birthday launched off the rest of our friends' birthdays. So it was my birthday. Yeah. And then I had a few friends after me also in May.
Nice.
Bunch of friends in June. Some friends in July.
Damn. So bunch of summer babies.
I know.
Crazy.
I realized that. A bunch of us.
Damn.
Yes, all my college friends. And then we had one friend that was in September. And that one friend in there.
Damn.
But yeah, so my birthday coming up was always, it was because we were all together, especially in college. We kind of all lived near each other. And we were still going to school at the time. So basically my birthday coming up, everyone knows. All right, we're going to prepare for the next 3 months of birthdays.
Jeez.
Just birthday after birthday.
That's funny. Like all my close friends, I mean, yeah, besides you, like we're all in the fall and the winter. So like including mine, yeah, like Stephanie's in September. Like she kicks it off in September. Then it's mine. And then it's like a couple other people in October, like September around that time.
Annabelle's December, right?
And then Annabelle's December. So it's just kind of like...
What day is their birthday? It's coming up.
Yeah, we're going to celebrate in Italy.
Okay. But what day is it?
The 9th.
The 9th.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just like every time fall, winter comes up, I'm like, oh my God, it's birthday season.
Yeah, that's how I
feel. I gotta brace myself. And then
spring comes and
then like, December is like Christmas too. So it's like, not only do I have to give gifts like in the fall, I have to give gifts in the winter, through the winter. And then Josemarie's birthday is in January. So it's just like all like...
We did have a friend that had a birthday in February, and then she had to wait for the rest of us.
Yeah. And my other friend, Shanice, is at the end of January. Like, it's like...
That's so funny. It's weird that we had different seasons.
Yeah.
Summer.
It's so weird. But super interesting because you know, like you're a Gemini, and like everybody in your immediate circle is like right next to you. So it's like you just kind of like get along with the people that are in
Geminis and Cancers.
Geminis, Cancers, and all those people. And I feel like I get along with the people that are like right by my sign too.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
I mean, but it used to just be like big parties, obviously. And it's a little, like I said, my friend group here isn't as big. So I feel, and we're a little spread apart. You know, you're in Jersey. I have friends in Brooklyn, like kind of deep in Brooklyn.
Yeah, because like everybody has their lives now. And I think that's like the hard pill to swallow, right? When you're an adult and you leave people behind, or you just move on and like in the next step of your career, your life, and you know, people get married, people have children. You know, they don't really have time. Like I have a cousin, one of my favorite cousins, honestly. She's probably my favorite, but. She lives in Massachusetts.
Hear this and be like, I know it's me.
She lives in Massachusetts. And the last time I saw her was 2 years ago. We went on a road trip with my family and she was there. And since then, she's had 2 babies.
2 babies?
2 babies. They're Irish twins too. So like one was born on one day and then like a year later, another kid was born.
Is that what that means?
Yes.
I had no idea what that meant.
Yes.
I was waiting for you to explain.
Yes. Yeah. They're both born on the same day, but a different year. It's crazy. And I haven't yet to meet any of them.
I know. So I actually was just messaging my cousin that we used to be really close.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up together. She's a year older than us.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we basically grew up together. They would come to my cousins would come to our house in the summer because we had like an overground pool at the house I grew up in. And they would come in the summers from Daly City.
Shout out to Daly City.
And, and they would come visit us over in Fairfield. And we would visit them too in the city too. But yeah, we were pretty close growing up. And then we also are the youngest of our siblings. Well, my cousin has a sister, but she also has half brothers on her dad's side.
Yeah.
Because they're separated. But she's still the youngest, I believe. And yeah, so we went to high school together too, at least for a couple of years. Same high school, graduated from the same high school. And the last time I saw her maybe was like, honestly, like a year or 2 ago.
Oof.
And by happenstance, visiting my family, and Charlie wasn't with me. We were dating, I think, but I think it was before I even took her to California. And I was in California. My cousin happened to be there, but she was leaving like the day I saw her. But we got to hang out for a little bit and talk for a little bit. But that was really like, I think physically saw her and we kind of just sent messages to each other once in a while. And she was just messaging me because she's going to be at my parents' 50th in January.
Okay,
so
nice.
She's like, oh, I can't wait to see you. I was like, dude, it's been so long.
Yeah, that's so funny. The cousin I told you about, she had DM'd me yesterday and said like, we should get together for Christmas. And I was like, I would really fucking love that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to meet your boys.
And it's crazy because like her and her boyfriend now, are they engaged? I don't think so. Maybe? I don't know.
You haven't seen her.
Like he bought a house in Vegas, so they live in Vegas now.
Okay.
So they live in Nevada now. My cousin went to school in Vegas previously, so they were living there for a little while. Mm-hmm. She was going to nursing school. She did graduate, I think, earlier this year, so she was working now. But a couple of years she was working, and her boyfriend bought a house. She was like, honestly, it was all on him. I had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
But he bought a house, and so they live in Nevada now. And yeah, it's so crazy. And I haven't seen their house. I also have a friend who bought a house in Vegas recently too. And I haven't been to Vegas.
Seems like Vegas is the place to be.
It's cheaper than California, so all the California people are going that way.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's going to get expensive after that.
My friends, Melissa and Ayaka, they moved over there too from California.
And I haven't visited them yet. My friend's house or my cousin's house, I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
I go to the West Coast, but it's usually because I go to California.
Right.
And maybe I need to make a trip to Vegas and say
stop.
hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's weird. It's
sorry. Our camera went out, so there's a technical difficulty for a hot second. But we were talking about just like being close to family and like not being as much in contact anymore. And literally during that little glitch and we were trying to fix shit, my cousin messaged me and was like, she hasn't met my girlfriend, who I've been with for over 2 years now.
It's gonna be
it's gonna be like 2.5 years by the time we see her. It's at my parents' anniversary, so it's like, I haven't seen you in a while.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think it's really tough, especially when everybody has their own lives. Everybody's moving on. It's going to be hard to get together for the holidays. And do you have those family members or those friends where like they get mad at you because they haven't seen you?
I luckily haven't gotten that. Me and my friends will give each other shit, but we don't mean it.
Yeah.
We know we're joking.
Yeah.
We're like, well, I guess we just don't want to hang out. Well, fuck me then. But we're very much joking.
I think I'm the same where like luckily I don't have any friendships that, but like sometimes you also like try to hang out and do these things, and then sometimes you don't get the reciprocation back.
Well,
and it's just kind of like, well, no, you can't be that mad because it's kind of like whatever. Like I'm trying, and if it's not like being reciprocated, then I'm not going to.
Oh, pause.
Push so hard.
You didn't put your mic back on.
Oh, fuck. Hello, I'm sorry.
This took some effort.
Sorry, some amateur shit.
Teamwork makes a dream. I mean, our pod's a little inconsistent. Sometimes we don't have great sound because shit happens. I told you, every time I do something, like when I brought my camera with me to Miami, change no settings like I usually do, connect everything like I usually do, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hate everything.
And my mic wasn't gonna work anyway either. So, yeah.
Anyways.
It's great.
Well, you were saying.
Yeah, I was saying that, sometimes I can try to coordinate something with other people and it's just like not the right timing, or, you know what I mean? It's just, and like, I'm sorry, but there are some friendships too that eventually they will drift apart.
Yeah, and I've had that.
Yeah.
It's hard to maintain. I mean, I have some friends that I won't even talk to for a while, but when we do talk to each other, it's fine. Yeah,
I'm thankful to have those kind of friendships too, that we're not constantly texting. I don't text people.
I don't talk to anybody.
Yeah. I don't really text.
I barely message my girlfriend enough.
The only person I talk to is my boyfriend. Like consistently every day, that's who I speak to, like, on a constant basis.
I mean, even me and Charlie's snap streak is just photos of us. We're not even saying anything.
Yeah. I just don't. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just kind of like, it's not that it's anybody's fault. It's not that it's like a bad thing either. But that's just like the way it is right now.
I also I don't initiate conversations very much, but I'll answer back.
Oh yeah.
Like same. If you hit me up, I will answer back.
Same. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I guess it is. I know we have like different schedules and stuff, but every once in a while, I was like, oh, it'd be cool if I could get. I guess I want like maybe once in a while, like have a friend or two that is like what you see on TV, where you can hit them up and be like, hey, do you just want to grab a drink or want to get some coffee? But everyone lives so far from me. You live far from me. My other friends are like in Brooklyn or Upper West Side. It's not like a quick meetup, Which is a bummer. And
I think that's why when you grow up, it's tougher because the convenience of having somebody close to you, like, when you were growing up in school or in college, everyone was so close to each other. Mm-hmm. It was so much easier to hang out with somebody, and it's not even because I think a friendship grew out of the conveniency.
True.
Which is I think that's how we found like our longtime friendships, from that point. But, people grow and, they move and they take opportunities and.
Well, and I'm trying to make friends with adults. Like I've said on this podcast before, I've tried Bumble friends.
Yeah.
I've been ghosted by all of them.
Crazy.
We all follow each other on Instagram.
Like each other's stories.
Every once
Fire
in a while.
emoji.
No, I don't send reactions, just likes. Because we're not close enough for me to send reacts. And it's just, maybe I was too eager. I don't know. We could dissect it all. I could dissect it as much as I want to. But I was like excited, like, oh, you live close by. Let's hang out. And I was messaging them a lot and kind of just, maybe I was too eager. I was just like, cool, someone lives by me and we can like hang out.
I also feel like maybe this is a social media thing. Maybe it grew from that. But I think people are just too cool nowadays.
Too cool.
Like, I think even if you're trying to be friends with somebody, people always think you have like some kind of hidden agenda.
I don't know. Like the people I met seemed pretty normal, to be honest. We had social media, but I don't think any of us were super active on it. And we were close to each other's age. They were either my age, maybe a little younger, but I don't know. I didn't really feel like that. I do feel like people are on the defense like that a lot, though. I have noticed that.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
And I think it's also, extra baggage that people are carrying around, from previous relationships, whether it be platonic or romantic. I think, and every situation is different, It doesn't have to be that. It's all context, right? It just depends. But I think as you get older, you start to feel really just more closed off and more on the defense and more, with your guard up because you've been through X and Y, Z when you were in your 20s or earlier than that. So now you feel like protective.
I mean, I kind of have that too because I used to reach out to people a lot and just didn't get the same energy back. And I realized, okay, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Even though we had a good time when we hung out, it just didn't seem like there's the same energy.
Sure.
It was a bummer. I mean, man, I'm old and I just want to hang out and drink and like watch some dumb movies together. Like, hey, you want to come over?
Just have a cozy time, really.
I just want a cozy time. A silly, goofy time.
Nothing weird, man.
A silly, goofy time is what I want.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing nuts. We're not going to get hammered or anything. We
can if you want to, but it's like in the comfort of one of our homes.
Safe. Safe. You're not in danger. Nothing's going to happen.
Or like your neighborhood bar. It's right around the corner or something. Something easy. Or like, hey, you just want to hang out? I feel like
now we're just fishing for friends.
Yeah.
I want to have a sign up that says, friends? Question mark?
30s? Dirty?
Thoughtin?
Ooh. Me too.
I feel like that should be some kind of slogan or something that we use. Just like grab that sound bite. Just grab it.
Me too.
Me too. Sames.
No, yeah, my fishy friends. You guys want to hang out?
Yeah, it's just hard.
I wanna have a cozy time, or we can have a silly, goofy time. We can have a ratchet time if you really want to, but it is what it is.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. But it just, you start kind of like shedding a lot of like acquaintances and friends getting older. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of my acquaintances are still like cool. Like every once in a while, maybe I run into them when I go back home or message each other on Instagram or something. It happens here and there. I don't know how I feel about it necessarily. Like, I like to be alone. I do a lot of activities by myself. Having a partner is newer to me. And then, but I still have like those times. Sometimes I don't want to hang out with anybody. I'm tired. I just want to be home. But there are times where I wish I had someone to like kick it with and just have, a little cozy, silly, goofy time.
Yeah. I feel you.
I mean, how do you feel about it? Like in that kind of change?
I think, I'm partnered now. So
when you said that, I'm partnered now.
I have a partner now. So I'm spending a lot of time with them. And I love it. I'm in this cute little love bubble right now. And
love bubble.
It's a love bubble. It really is. And so I guess right now I'm trying to find the right balance, because I'm pretty deep in this honeymoon stage right now. And I'm savoring it. And I know it's not going to be like that all the time. So I'm trying to soak it up as much as possible. But I'm also, you know, trying to find the time for myself, trying to do the things that I need to do, trying to keep up my routine. And then also balance my friendships too with that routine, you know. So it's
I don't ever want to hang out with you outside of this podcast.
Sick.
No, come over, have a silly goofy time.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have silly goofy times with not just my man, but everybody else. You know what I mean?
I know. Even now, after almost 2.5 years, sometimes I'm trying to balance. Because the thing is that I like Charlie's company. So, but I also know I should, like, if I hang out with friends, like, oh, is it okay if my partner comes? Or do you just want it to be us? I remember I had one of my friends, when we were hanging out while I was visiting, she was like, oh, do you just want it to be us? Or, like, do you want me to invite her partner? And I was like, oh, it's kind of nice that you asked. She's like, yeah, I mean, we obviously hang out a lot.
Yeah.
But also, I know that we're mostly friends. Not that I'm not friends with her partner, but I just wanted to make sure.
I think that's a nice question to ask, because sometimes I feel like people just default to, like, my boo and I, we're one unit. So.
Yeah, and I don't mean to do that. I just generally like to hang out with Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
So it's weird. I'm like, I do feel like I'm being that person who is doing that default. Like, we're a package deal, but it's really like I actually kind of like hanging out with her just generally. And it isn't because she's just my partner. I feel like if we were friends, we would hang out.
And also, like, you don't see her that often.
True. I mean,
so like when you are together, you're just like
move in together, and it's going to be something new for both of us.
Different.
It's going to be different. I definitely will have to, you know, express my boundaries of being by myself sometimes, which is why I have to find a 1-bedroom at the very least, because we need to be able to work in our separate spaces.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
Because we're both ADHD, and I can't keep getting distracted by her or her getting distracted by me.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
So it's like,
I know exactly what you mean.
You gotta figure it out, because we do that all the time sometimes. But like when we're staying at families' places, we're kind of like in the room that we're staying in sometimes, and it's like,
yeah,
we gotta figure out shit.
It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, like I always want to just spend all my time with Travis, and then like when I'm spending my time with Travis, I'm just kind of like there, like. Just like, so then what do we do now? Do you want to watch Love Island? Do you want to do like all the other things that I don't want to do on my to-do list? You know, like, so it's just adjusting it. It's just adjusting it. Today, my friend gave me a tarot card reading, and the first card that came up was it was Temperance, and it's just like all about balance. And I was like, yeah, heard it. I know. I fucking know. I'm trying. So, and I think that's just a theme of my life, being a Libra. Just a theme of my life.
Libra,
trying to balance everything. Trying to be okay.
Oh, we're both air signs.
We're both air signs. But like, I'm the scales, you know, so I'm always trying to like make sure what's the right
balance.
No, not balance. just like the right vibe. Something like that.
Gotcha.
And I feel like I always like just tip more to one side. I'm never in the right.
Well, I also think you might be mildly ADHD, so you kind of hyperfixate a little.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. I'm like on a whole bunch of stuff, you know, in that sometimes I want to do all the things at once, and sometimes I just like zone in on one thing, and I'm there for hours and hours or days or weeks. So yeah, it's pretty hard, but I'm trying.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all kind of new. I mean, friendship groups and family stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think we're doing the best we can with what we got.
Yeah, you know?
We're trying, and it's just, what do you think as an adult? How else can we try to maintain friendships or like get new ones aside from like joining groups and, you know, sharing the same activities or whatever?
Well, I mean, it can be along the lines of that. I mean, it's just kind of, it's like dating, putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
And it's a daunting task.
Scary.
You know? And it's hard to maintain new friendships too, because you don't know. I think that's, you know, having like my bubble friends things is just like figuring out the balance of like what this new friendship is.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is hard, because when I met my friends, a lot of my friends have been my friends for a long time, you know, whether it was college or before that. And we were so young. And when we met, it was just, you know, kind of silly, a little awkward, you know. And now as we're older, it's the same thing, but we've had a little bit more experience and more life. And I don't know if it makes us more awkward or more apprehensive, really, to try to get in these relationships, like platonic relationships with people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's strange with new friends, because then I'm like, how do I maintain a new friendship? It's like dating, where you're like, how does this continue? You know, it's really odd. I don't know. I don't know if I have advice on it, because I obviously have not done well in new friendships.
I think it's difficult. I feel like most of my friends have been very long time friends of mine, or I met them through work.
Yeah, same.
Or a dating app. That
one seems pointed.
Quite. Aside from that, I just feel like I think it's hard to meet somebody that has your same energy, or the energy that you're willing to put in, like the reciprocation.
I don't know if we've talked about this before in here, but me and my friend have talked about this, because I listened to Nicole Byers' podcast, Why Won't You Date Me? And at this point, her subject kind of changed. She talks about love and stuff with people that like she finds interesting. But the beginnings was that, why wouldn't you date me? Why is she single? And she's trying to figure out stuff and herself. There's a part where she grew up in Jersey and she lives in LA now. But she was talking about how it was hard to make friends in like Los Angeles or like California versus New York. And I feel the opposite.
Oh.
Because, and it's not like a bad thing, before New Yorkers trying to get on my ass about it. But you know that, especially if you're like a native New Yorker, you have your own thing. And I've said this before, I myself, I don't really care about things that aren't in my immediate attention or need my immediate attention all that much, you know? And I feel like New Yorkers are in their own niches. Either you're really busy and you like the New Yorker walk, where you always have a mission, and y'all gotta go. Don't chill when it comes to walking, because you only walk or like go to places when you have a place to go.
I'm walking here.
You know?
I got a destination.
And that's how I feel about New York. And then when I went to bars or like events, I felt like there was already established friend groups.
Yeah.
And it was harder to meet new people for me, unless they were just trying to fuck me or something. And it was like, I'm trying to find like friendships and not relationships.
Yeah.
Really. And everyone was already in or people in New York, I think, pay attention to just, you know, they keep to themselves, not in like a shy way, but obviously in their own business.
It's really individualistic.
Very individualistic around here is what I feel like. Not that New Yorkers aren't nice or anything. It's just, I feel like people here just have this either work mentality or this individual, only concerned about their own space already, the space that they already occupy kind of situation.
Yeah.
And in California, well, I can't fully comment on LA, because when I go to LA, I'm with friends that I already have or family. So I can maybe see that it could be hard, but I mean, I've had friends who have made random friends on like the shitty ass metro in LA. But the Bay Area, I didn't have a lot of trouble meeting friends, and I did a lot of stuff by myself, like I said. And I would always meet people all the time. Whether or not they stayed friends is a whole different story. That's up to me as well. But I could always make a few friends for the night to hang out with, you know?
Yeah.
Have drinks, talk about random shit. Well, we'll exchange numbers or Instagrams. Who knows if we'll ever hang out again. But I didn't have trouble meeting people to at least hang out with for the day.
Right.
You know? And I don't feel like it's as easy for me in New York to do that. And maybe people will say maybe I'm biased because I'm from California. But I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty obvious, like, New York work culture is pretty known in other states, you know? There's a work culture here.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it isn't everywhere in the U.S., but it's like kind of different New York, you know? Especially Manhattan. I live in Manhattan, you know? It's a different kind of place. You know, so I'll go out and skate or do stuff like by myself a lot. It's just, yeah, it's hard for me to meet people around here, I feel like.
It's tough. Yeah, I don't go out of my way to make friends and like meet people. I will say that.
I wasn't either. Like, even in California, but I started a conversation with someone and then it just kind of happens.
I think I will start conversations, or I will just like chit chat to people, an Uber driver or like literally like anybody, but that's where it ends. You know, like that's that.
Yeah.
It'll be like a nice little chit chat, nice little 5-minute conversation, or however long I'm in the vicinity of this person. And then we move on. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what it is. It's just a passing, fleeting, nice moment. And it's usually a nice interaction. It's not shit.
I mean, I have those too, like little ones as well, but I feel like it depends on both people too, if that is a conversation that continues.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I have randomly just hung out with people all day. Just like, I don't know. I mean, I guess we're having a good time. So.
It's nice. It's nice.
It's cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I also feel like me being from here, I think that I've been taught to put my guard up.
Yeah.
You know, I've been taught to just be like, you can't trust anybody but you and your immediate circle. And I've been taught to think that everyone like has out to get you in some form or some way. And I don't know, maybe that's just me, maybe that's just how I grew up, or you know, the neighborhood that I grew up in, or like the people I grew up in, but that's what I was taught. And I think that's what keeps me from making more friends or acquaintances. And
that sentiment, I think a lot of people have that sentiment, but realizing that I guess all of us have to pick your battles, I guess. It's just trusting your own intuition about people as well. Because nothing's as black and white as like you can't trust anyone or you should be kind to everybody. Right. You know, it's a case by case basis, you know.
Of course.
And that's something that you learn yourself as well. And if you're willing to let those people in.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, and since we do have lifelong friends, like, we made those friends somehow, right? Because we did open up at some point to let friends in.
Right.
And they're still here.
True.
But I feel like maybe as adults, we're all kind of on the defensive. Maybe that's why it's also kind of difficult, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Damn. Something to think about.
A little too deep?
Look, a little too deep. In the hort.
Just like, what do you guys think? I mean...
Yeah. How are your experiences with friendships?
You know, whether you're late 20s or like us, early 30s, mid 30s, you know, getting into your 40s, whatever. Obviously, this is 30s dirty time. But, you know, I don't know. I think it's, especially after the pandemic and the world of social media, I feel like interactivity with other people has also changed, generally. Hot. Yeah, like the presence of social media and everything else, I think even the younger generation has, you know, social activities are different, you know?
It is.
I just want to sleep. I don't want to work anymore. And want to have friends to just hang out and drink some wine and watch random movies.
Just chill. Can we chill? Can we kick it?
Or if we're feeling it, we can get ratchet a little.
Just a little.
Just a little. Anyways, we're done.
We're done with this wine.
We're done with the wine. We're done with... we're done with the wine. We're done with the pod. As per usual, find us on Spotify and YouTube. We have a lot of episodes, honestly. Some of them are rough, some of them aren't, some of them are funny, some of them are funnier, some are deep.
Some are deep, like this one.
You know.
Yeah.
Find us on TikTok and Instagram as well. Comment, like, subscribe on all the things. Send us an email. I ask every time, but no
please, but no
anything.
dick pics or no genitals.
Yeah, we were saying send us anything, but we realized no nudes.
No genitals.
No nudes.
No feet either. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see your dogs. Thanks. Not those dogs. Maybe send us pictures of your dog, your actual pups. But not the dogs on your person.
We're also cat lovers.
Your pussies, but not the other one. None of that. Thanks. But anyway.
Cool. Yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you next time.